Hello everyone and welcome to Production Lab. Dom here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can turn any vocal sound, any vocal sample into a vocoder vocal without using a vocoder. Let's get started. This is going to be loads of fun. Vocoder style vocals are very popular and many people want to try and achieve this sound by, of course, using a vocoder. And vocoders are great, but sometimes they're a little bit hard to use, they're a little bit cumbersome, and you need to actually have one in order to create a vocoded style vocal. What I'm going to show you in this short tutorial is how you can turn any vocal sample into a vocoder vocal. And in order to do this, we're going to use Wavetable Synthesis, and in this case, I'm going to use the Wavetable synthesizer in HALion 7. So before starting out, I'm going to play the raw vocal that I'm going to use for this tutorial.
You don't know the things I can do.
Okay, let's dive straight into this. I've loaded a fresh new instance of HALion 7 and I'm greeted with the HALion 7 hub. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Wavetable synth and select that. Now we have an empty, brand new Wavetable synthesizer with a Wavetable synth layer. Everything is laid out for us. So in order to start working with this sample, we're going to have to turn it into a wavetable. And this is dead simple in HALion 7 and the Wavetable synthesizer here. So all I need to do is go here to my Wavetable tab, and what I want to do is I want to drag in my sample. There you go. Now this has turned into a wavetable and we can start working with the sound and we can start molding this sound exactly how we want. So straight away, I'm going to start playing on the keyboard. And basically what we're hearing here is just this marker. But if I want to, I can increase the number of waves like this. Now, this already sounds pretty much like a vocoder. But what I like to do is I like to go here and select the region that I want to use for this vocal. I don't want to use this ending right here because this is pretty much going to be just noise. It's not going to sound really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and make this selection. And now what I want to do is I want to go here and select overlap add. Now, this is going to give me a little bit of a more clean and pristine sound compared to the equal distance here. So let's select this one, and HALion is going to analyze this. And as you can see, I have many modes and I can have 16 times overlap, 8 times overlap, and so on and so forth. In this case, I'm going to choose 2.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
So straight away, I have this classic vocoder sound just by using Wavetable Synthesis. And I would always suggest that you start experimenting with all the different engines in HALion 7 because they can yield amazing results even just by dropping in the sample. Like what I did here. That was easy, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start adding a little bit more interest to this sound. First of all, let's check out our 3D map.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
And I can also check the 2D wave.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
And our analyzer. And I can also check my FFT here.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
Now straight away, I'm going to jump into the zone page and I'm going to start creating my sound and make it a little bit wider, a little bit more interesting. I want to create a little bit of dimension to this sound. So I'm going to turn this into 3D.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
And you will see that HALion 7 holds the last wave of this wavetable.
You don't know the things I can do.
so it doesn't stop, which is great. Now what I can do is I can say, okay, great. First of all, this sound is polyphonic. If for some reason you want to turn this into a mono sound, all you need to do is make sure you have your Wavetable synth layer selected here, and then you go to the sound tab, and we can go to our voice management, and now we can turn this sound to mono mode.
You don't know the things I can. You don't know the things I can do.
But in this case, I want this to be polyphonic so I can play chords. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to add a little bit of width to the sound. So I'm going to turn on the multi-oscillator, and I'm going to start adding multi-voices, and check what happens.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
Now you will see that when I play each note on the keyboard, I'm getting the start of the phrase all over again. So
you don't know the things I can do.
Now, how do we change this? Because most of the times what I want to do is I want to keep playing my chord and the phrase keeps on going. So in this case, all I need to do is make sure that I activate legato here. And now you will see that I'm going to keep playing notes on the keyboard and the phrase is not going to start from the top.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
So you have a really expressive, playable instrument straight away. Now, the other thing that we can do is we can turn loop on.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
Another very interesting thing is that you can have an alternate loop.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
So that's really interesting. I'm going to keep loop off in this case. And the other thing that we can do is we can change the position. So from which point the sample is going to start playing. And like I said, we have total control over this. So I can change the speed if I want to.
You don't know the things I can do.
So much fun. Now, before we go on, if you like this kind of content and you enjoy these kinds of videos, let us know in the comments down below. Give us ideas of what you'd like to see next. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because we have tons of this content going on. So let's do something else. In this case, I'm going to turn the speed all the way to 0. And now, here's something cool that you can do when you have your vocal turned into a wavetable. What you can do is we can go to the position here and start playing with this.
You don't know the things
So I can just skim through the wavetable like this, and if I want to, I can even assign this, let's say, to my mod wheel. Like that. So now, so it's a lot of fun. It's way more control than you will ever get with a vocoder. And of course, the other thing that we can do is we can play with the format.
You don't know the things I can do.
And actually, you know what? I'm going to assign this to my mod wheel. Let's check it out.
You don't know the things I can do.
So not only we turn this into a vocoder, but now we are getting this super interesting synth quality out of this single vocal sample. Before I leave you, I want to show you how you add effects to this sound. So I'm going to go to my mixer here and I'm going to go to my slots, and this is my Wavetable synth. Let's add a reverb, for example. I'm going to go to my reverb and I'm going to have a long decay. I'm going to go all the way to tail, and now let's play it.
You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do. You don't know the things I can do.
So there you go. This is how you can turn any vocal sample into a vocoder sound using wavetable synthesis. It's simply drag and drop and then play with the parameters in the wavetable synthesizer in HALion 7. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this content. Let us know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
You don't know the things I can do.